never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
How's it going, guys? My name is AP.
I'm Chris.
And welcome back to Baller's Basement. Now, by now you guys probably heard the last video of us asking each other questions,
Hopefully you did.
Hopefully. I mean, if you didn't, it's okay, but if you want to,
Go check it out.
The links in the description down below of us talking about, the CAVS and the Warriors series a little in depth, what everyone has to win from it, what they have to lose from it, who's the X factor, what did the Cavs have to do to win, what do the Warriors have to do to win. Just a lot of good basketball talk. So if you guys want to check that out, much appreciated. If you did, feel free, links in the description below. Right now we're here to talk about our finals prediction, who we have winning it all. So let's get right into it. Chris, who do you have winning the 2017 NBA Finals?
I gotta go with the Cavs, and I say in 7 games.
Okay.
I say it's gonna be another 7-game series between the Warriors and the Cavs, and I think the Cavs are gonna take it again. I say they're gonna take it because you can't count out LeBron. You just can't. And this is his best team so far that he's ever played with, in my opinion. This is the first time he's had this many great shooters around him. Deron Williams, Kyrie Irving, J.R. Smith when he's on, he's an incredible shooter. Kyle Korver is top 5 in the league right now. So you have that. You have Kevin Love, you have Shannon Fry. You have a lot of great shooters. Richard Jefferson can knock down some threes. And he's going up against one of the hardest teams that he's ever had to, play in the Golden State Warriors with their, 4 All-Stars and their fifth former All-Star coming off the bench and Andre Iguodala. But I believe that the Cavs definitely could take this, especially because of their advantage in the bench. Now, what do you think?
All right, guys. Now, I'm gonna tell you my finals prediction. I'll tell you who I think is gonna win. But let me just say, this was an emotional roller coaster for me to come to this conclusion. Let me tell you guys something about myself. I am a LeBron fan. I'm going to say it. Maybe you guys haven't guessed by now. I'm a LeBron James fan. I think he's one of the greatest players of all time. Already. Win or lose this, I don't care. Already, I think he's one of the greatest. Now, at first, I had some notes that I was writing down. Who did I think was going to win this NBA Finals? The Cavs or the Warriors, right? And at first, I wrote down what my mind thought logically and what my heart thought. All right? Getting a little emotion with you guys. We're cool. We know each other a little bit by now, so I could be real. So I wrote what my mind thought, and at first I was thinking, look at the Warriors. Jesus. They have 4 All-Stars, 4 All-NBA players. They have amazing shooting, ball. How could they not win? But then I started writing down factual information. I started going back and looking at what happened in the past, in this rubber match that we've been having with the Warriors, Cavs. 3 years in a row, going on 3 years now. What is taking place? And this is pretty much the conclusion I came to. I could honestly say in heart and mind, right now I have the Cavaliers winning it all in 7, just like Chris. Before we did this episode, if you want to call it that, or video on our channel, we talked. I was like, Chris, what do you have? He's like, well, I have the Cavs in 7, which we could both agree with. I was like, dude, I don't know if I agree with that. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I think, the Warriors are really good. They're really good, but I came around. And this is why I think. Because, due to the fact that LeBron was able to take a 67-15 Golden State to 6 games in the NBA Finals in 2015, single-handedly, with the loss of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love having happened, you know? One of those wins being in Golden State, I believe in Game 2. That year, their home record was 39-2. LeBron James did that on his own with a Matthew Dellavedova and Timofey Mozgov as second and third best player. Okay. 2016 comes around. LeBron faces a 73-9 Golden State Warriors team with a two-time MVP in Stephen Curry. And the one he won in 2016 being the first unanimous MVP award ever handed out to an NBA player. Am I right, Chris, or am I wrong?
You're right so far.
Alright, just checking. Okay. The Cavs went down 3-1, or 1-3 from the Cavs' point of view, heading back to Oakland. Okay? You know, we all know Draymond Green was suspended for Game 5, which most people deemed as a turning point of the series. Now, while that might be a key factor, I believe the loss of Andrew Bogut to a left knee injury in Game 5 was a turning point of this series. Without Bogut as an elite paint protector, it became a super runway to the rim for LeBron and Kyrie. And, you know, they were able to display their physicality and their elite driving ability against Golden State, which was a major factor to their overall victory in this series, in my opinion. Now, let's look at both teams and what they've done since 2016. Okay, let's look. Golden State, they've lost Barbosa, they've lost Harrison Barnes, Maurice Spates, Festus Ezeli, Brandon Rush, and like I call him, the Flop King, Anderson Varejao. They gained Kevin Durant, one of the, if not the best scorer in basketball today. Probably the second best player in basketball today.
Arguable.
You said what?
Arguable.
Arguably, but I'll give him that. I'll give him that generously, okay? They got David West, an old David West, but David West nonetheless. JaVale McGee, who has had a renaissance. And, I mean, I don't even know if it's a renaissance. He really didn't have a season like this up until this point. So he's having a breakout season in Golden State, I would say. Zaza, excuse me?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Breakout season.
Okay. They got Zaza Pachulia, older but still serviceable, and they got Matt Barnes and PJ McCaw, rookie. I mean, I know that might not mean a lot to people, but he's been producing for a rookie. The Cavs, they lost Dellavedova, Timofey Mozgov, and Mo Williams. All three of them played very little minutes in the 2016 NBA Finals. What did the Cavs gain? They gained Darren Williams, older, but still a valuable playmaker off the bench and alongside LeBron James. Like Chris stated last game, even in game with LeBron, he takes a lot of the ball handling abilities away from LeBron, which gives him rest within the game. They gained Kyle Korver, just the fourth best three-point shooter of all time when it comes down to three-pointers made, and was also a 2015 All-Star with the Atlanta Hawks. And Derek Williams, an energy bunny, you know, at the 3 and 4 position if needed. Very athletic. Okay. Now, all this is very nice. Cavs bolstered their bench. Warriors get Kevin Durant, top 3 player in the NBA, arguably. Pretty factually, though. One thing that is still a constant, which led me to say Cavs in 7, is the Warriors still haven't fixed the problem that I believe led them to losing the finals last year. They do not have a rim protector. In my opinion, JaVale McGee, athletic, you know, a good serviceable 5 in the league today, mainly displaying his talents this year, so much so because I believe he's surrounded by so much talent on Golden State. On another team, it's debatable if he'd be a starter, but
I think that he's having this season mainly because Golden State pretty much told him his role.
You know,
I think that's the reason for it. I think that he knows his role is pretty much defense and rebounding, and that's pretty much it.
And he's done that to this point, but my point being, he is he is not stopping LeBron, Raymond, James from going to the rim and dunking. Zaza Pachulia, solid year, I guess. Pretty good on Dallas. He is not.
He had a better year last year.
He is not Andrew Bogut. Say what you want about Andrew Bogut. Things may have ended not so smoothly in Golden State, but he was a key piece to that team in their championship in 2015. Before Bogut went out, the Cavs were having a hard time getting to the rim because he was doing his job. Zaza Pachulia and JaVale McGee are not those rim protectors. So they're still lacking in the front court. And guess what? Tristan Thompson's going to be grabbing those offensive rebounders and being the rough rider that he is. And he's going to give the Cavs multiple extra possessions. They're going to be attacking the rim. Kevin Durant's not stopping it. Zaza Pachulia's not stopping it. And JaVale McGee's not stopping it. This is why I believe the Cavs will win in 7. In addition to them bolstering their bench and putting more shooters and an extra playmaker around LeBron James. The Cavs got better. The Warriors got better at something they're already great at, in my opinion. And they're still not addressing what I believe led to their downfall. So my prediction is the Cavs in 7.
Another reason why I say the Cavs in 7, well, another 2 reasons actually. One is because LeBron has no pressure this year.
Yeah.
You can see the way he's playing and the way he's playing with Boston, the way he's been playing pretty much all season. He even said it in interviews that, he feels like he has nothing else to prove, So with that in mind, he has no pressure. He has nothing to, nothing on his shoulder. The weight of the world isn't on his shoulders anymore. You've seen his 3-point percentage go up. You've seen his field goal percentage go up. You see his rebounding, his assists go up. This is his 14th year.
Best postseason of his career, 14th year.
Yeah, this is unprecedented territory right here. So, imagine if he didn't have all the pressure on him in the world from when he first came in the league. So this is why I say that this is a real big problem for Golden State that's coming up. You have a LeBron where, he's clear-minded, he's clear-headed. So he's just going out for the love of the game, with all the motivation to just, try to bring home another ring to a city, rather than, having the weight of the world on his shoulders like he has in previous years, where, he thinks his legacy is on the line.
And, this is not even taking into account a Kyrie Irving, hungry, coming into his prime. A Kevin Love with more confidence
right
now that he's a champion, looking to redeem what happened in previous year. This is going to be a good series, folks. This is going to be a really good series. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people are sleeping on the Cavs, straight up. And I think that the Cavs have a lot to show. So I'm going to go with Cavs in 7. Pretty confidently.
I'm pretty confident that the Cavs will take it. Golden State, remember when, LeBron had to went to Miami? They took them a year to, really get acclimated with each other. And I think that's something that Golden State hasn't really had time to do. They've been, Golden State was a 73-19 last year, which was mainly due to their offensive potency with their starting lineup, which was Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, running those high pick and rolls, and, Draymond playing facilitator for Steph or either Klay, who usually one of them is open somewhere around the 3-point line, hitting threes. Steph took almost 900 threes last year by himself. So with that in mind, I think, they have to get time to get acclimated with another great 3-point shooter. It would be a lot easier for them than it was for Miami when LeBron joined. But I do think it will take more than just 1 year for them to get acclimated.
I have to disagree. I believe they are acclimated. But like I said, I think they got better at something that they were already amazing at. But I feel like there's something that could go to their benefit or to their demise. Kevin Durant could create his own shot. That could be extremely valuable when it comes down to the game slows down. You need someone to get you a bucket. Late game. Put Kevin Durant late game 7 last year. He would have been super valuable. But it also comes down to the point as, do they know who's going to take the last shot? Is it going to be Steph?
That's what I mean by
Is it going to be Kevin Durant?
Because,
do they know that yet? Do they know who the guy is?
I don't think so, because they haven't been tested like that. They haven't had their back on the wall.
Yeah.
For pretty much most of the season. Most of the season, they've either blown the team out or just, wasn't really into the game so much that they actually lost. So even in the postseason, when, most teams is crunch time, they've pretty much blown out all the teams. Granted, they've had to face a lot of, teams with injuries, but still, come on, you have to face the Portland Trailblazers without Nurkic. They're still having a great backcourt, and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. That's one of the best in the league, especially on the West Coast. And they pretty much destroyed them. You have the Utah Jazz. Granted, Rudy Gobert was coming off injuries in the first 2 games, I believe, and George Hill was out the whole series. But still, you have Commissioner Gordon. You have
Hayward was I think Hayward had food poisoning during that series.
Yeah, so I mean, they really got to buy. And then, Kawhi Leonard got injured during the game. We're gonna save that Zaza Pachulia play for another day. But
Zaza took him out.
That was,
and I'm not talking about for coffee.
Play.
Took him out.
That was a Bruce Bowen right there.
Yeah.
But I believe that it was definitely in game 1 they definitely was getting their back against the wall, and I believe that's what caused that, because they don't I believe they lost their identity. If you look back back at before, when Mark Jackson was their head coach, their identity was a defensive-minded team.
Wait a second. I'm
with offense.
Chris. You're saying the Golden State Warriors lost their identity?
Yes.
Chris, I don't think they won a ring with the Steve Kerr.
They won a ring, but they pretty much went through teams with injuries.
Yeah, I get that, but you're not gonna win 73-9 and make it to the NBA Finals when you're down 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals if you don't know who you are. I mean, I think the Warriors know who they are, but I think there's ways that they can be exploited.
I think that's all that was.
Hey, in the comments,
look at it,
guys, if anyone's watching, in the comments.
Klay Thompson definitely, took all of the clutch shots and was making them.
Let me say this in the comments, guys, if you're listening. If you're great enough to be listening, what do you think? Do you think the Warriors lost their identity, don't know their identity, or do you think that there's just ways that the Cavs can exploit them? Let me know, because I think they both have
the
points.
Reason why they lost their identity is because, one, their team isn't as defensive minded as they should be, which before they were definitely more lockdown mode in defense. They had way more they have way more offensive firepower now. I can admit that. They have way more offensive firepower. But I believe that now they lost their identity because they don't know who's going to take that shot.
I think
when it comes down to the final buzzer, I think, to me, in my mind, they're going to be looking at each other. Steph, Clay, Durant, Draymond, they're all going to be looking between each other, and they're not going to know who's going to take the shot. And with Cleveland, we already know who's going to take the shot. LeBron's going to have the ball in his hands, and he's going to pass it to whoever's open. He's going to make the right basketball play. And I think every team, if you think about it, every great player has had their team know who's going to take the last shot. And I feel like that's a big problem in Golden State.
I feel like I think they have their identity. I think there is question to who would take the last shot. But one thing that's going to be interesting is if the games get close, which I hope they do, and it gets stressful, it gets tight, Cavs are converting, may potentially look like they're going to win a game. Does Kevin Durant stay within the Warriors' offense? That's what I'm curious to see, because you see some games during the season, when games have gotten tight, behinds have gotten tight, it's money time, and Kevin Durant goes ISO, and that's not generally the way the Warriors play. They're all about off-ball body movement, ball movement, just whoever's the open man takes a shot. I wonder if Kevin Durant will stay with that philosophy and stay brought in, or when it's money time, he might just resort to his instinctual old habits and try to go ISO. Maybe that'll be to their benefit, or maybe it'll be to their detriment. I'm just curious to see how that goes down.
Well, I mean, as you say that, I also think I want to see if Steph Curry is going to shoot his way out of slumps again. Because if you remember in 2015 when he was going up against Dellavedova, and after the first few games, everybody was calling Dellavedova the Curry stopper. All Curry started doing was shooting out of his slump. Once he started shooting out of his slump and started making his shots again, his confidence skyrocketed. But while he was in that slump, his confidence was real low.
And that brings me to another.
If his confidence is down, I really want to see if Kevin Durant's gonna allow him to shoot his way out of his slump, or if Kevin Durant's just gonna demand the ball and take over.
Yeah, and exactly. That's kind of to a point I was gonna ask is Thompson's kind of in a slump right now. Curry goes in a slump, which I hope, I mean, for their sake, that he doesn't. Would there be enough touches for someone to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, last year, Curry's in a slump, keep shooting. I mean, with Durant there, let's say Clay's in the slump, Curry and Durant are shooting. Is there enough ball to go around for him to have the opportunity to get out of his slump, to get a feel for the game? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will. I mean, I honestly don't know. I don't think so. Because I think Kevin Durant is that player. He's already been with somebody who's taken more shots than he has on the team, and I think that's the main reason why he left OKC and joined the Golden State Warriors, because he can have that impact on offense where everybody just wants to have the ball rotating around for the open man to shoot, rather than that one person just throwing up a lot of shots. And not saying Westbrook is a chalk, but I'm saying in terms of the way it was put out in Durant's own words, were that he wanted more touches with the ball.
I mean, I wouldn't call
having somebody just shoot a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Westbrook a chalk. I would say I love Westbrook. I love his game. I just feel like when it comes down to money time, his decision making could be a little suspect. You know what I mean? I just feel like he kind of guns it sometimes, and just I feel like his decision making could be a little suspect, and he could be a little, I don't know if it's playing off instinct or just impulsiveness, where it could leave Kevin Durant frustrated, as in the Warriors, like they always do, just try to find the open man, because all of them are lethal, especially from out at three.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the teams to be shooting from 35 plus feet and making it and contested, and that's definitely something that teams have been worrying about all season. Even before Kevin Durant got there last season, they was worried about that.
It's also interesting that throughout this playoffs, the Cavs have been the number one offense. So
yeah,
it's
definitely.
I mean, will they keep that up? A lot of it lays on Kevin Love, which I spoke about in the last video. I'm not going to get into it again, but they've been the number one offense. Warriors have been the number one defense. It's going to be interesting to see if those two things stay consistent, or will the Warriors stand up?
Reversal from what you would expect.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
The playoffs thinking that Cleveland was going to be number one defense, just locking teams up and scoring the ball at their own pace, and Golden State was just going to be lighting folks up from the 3-point line and just playing enough defense where they'll go 3 for 2 if need be, and they'll just beat teams like that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect the Cavs to come into the playoffs playing lockdown defense due to their, regular season offense. I know that they could flip a switch, but I didn't see them going for how low were they? Like 27? It was really bad. I'm not sure how low they were in the regular season, but I didn't see them going number one in the playoffs. I thought they'd pick it up to the extent they have. They got better defensively. I still think they need to go up another level in order to contest against Golden State. I mean, you look at the Celtics series, they let a lot of people have open shots. Now, was that by design in terms of letting someone take a three because they percentage-wise don't make it? If so,
I do think that was
game
by design,
planning,
because I think their plan was to get the ball out of Isaiah Thomas' hands as much as possible, causing somebody else to have to take most of the shots.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the plan, a good plan, because they won. But if it wasn't the plan, and that was just them not being able to close out on certain individuals, then, in this series they got quite a bit of trouble if they don't raise their defensive intensity. So
to that point, I hope that was the plan.
I hope.
If it's not, it's gonna be the Warriors.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. So I agree with you. I hope that was the plan, and that wasn't just them not playing good defense, which we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. Can the Cavs outshoot the Warriors? We don't know. We gotta see. It's a lot of unknowns going into this series, but at the same time, we have a good idea of what both teams are about. So it should be a fun one to watch. All right, so I think that's it. Should be a fun one to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are insight on how we feel the finals might go and our opinions on who we think might win. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and press that bell next to the subscription button so you know whenever Chris and I are in the basement and ready to talk hoops.
Join the notification squad.
Join the Noto Squad. Where did I get the Noto Squad from? I think that was from there's a channel, Kaylin and Kyra.
Okay.
Say Noto Squad. Yeah, so kudos. Shout out to them. Great channel. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what you thought. We really
Comment
would
Team
appreciate
Blaze. Just join Team Blaze.
Comment,
it's okay.
Comment Team AP if you know, for common sense and just factual information. You know, I think, I mean, this video we really didn't argue too much. We were kind of on the same page, but just show your support for AP. Just Team AP would be great.
Or
but guys,
you can go against Team AP and join Blaze. Team Blaze. I'm always against AP. Well, not always, but most cases I'm against AP.
right. But guys, listen, thank you for listening. This is what, 25 minutes. If you're here, thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.